The biggest move the New England Patriots made this offseason was adding a real offensive coordinator. Finally, they brought in Bill O'Brien. Again, a guy who's not a defensive coach masquerading, calling plays on the offensive side of the football. I'm not really sure what happened with Matt Patricia last year, why Bill Belichick decided to make Matt Patricia their play caller. I have a lot of respect and reverence for Bill Belichick, although he lost a little bit of my faith last year with that move, because next time Bill Belichick does something crazy, I'm not going to go and automatically assume he knows what he's doing, because I thought last year, I was like, it's pretty out there, but whatever, I'll trust Bill Belichick, and it didn't work. And so he lost some of the goodwill I think Bill Belichick had. I think it kind of put Bill Belichick in a tough position where, weirdly enough, he's got to prove himself. I'm not sure the Patriots would ever fire him, but I want to see them win and do well. And I think he's got a really long rope and a long leash in New England, but certainly I want to see Bill Belichick and the Patriots do well and prove themselves this year. He's a great defensive coach, but he's got to have a good offense, and I think Bill O'Brien's going to help them do that. And I know that Bill O'Brien was a kind of a suspect head coach and decision maker. Trading away DeAndre Hopkins was a weird move. He did a lot of weird stuff when he was a head coach at the Houston Texans, but the reality is, like it or not, Bill O'Brien is a really good offensive coordinator. He knows the game. I've seen both Bill and Bill O'Brien, Belichick and O'Brien. I've seen them both coach live and in person up front, 20 feet away from me. And I really like their approach. I like how they do stuff. I think they're great coaches that are going to pair well together, as they've done in the past. And the Patriots gave their young quarterback, Mac Jones, a couple of interesting weapons to throw to. They brought in receiver Juju Smith-Schuster. They added tight end Mike Gesicki. That's a big deal. I think the Patriots probably have the best tight end duo in football. They've got Hunter Henry and then now Mike Gesicki. That's awesome. And I would ask you if you know anything about the 2011 New England Patriots football team, because if you don't know anything about that team, Bill O'Brien was the offensive coordinator back in 2011. And he had two really good stud tight ends, Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski. Now, the name Aaron Hernandez comes with a lot of baggage. There is bad history, and if you want to look up what happened and how he died in prison, it's kind of a messy situation. But regardless of history there, in 2011, Aaron Hernandez had 900 yards receiving and 7 touchdowns. And then their other tight end, Rob Gronkowski, local legend, hero, Hall of Fame tight end, had 1,300 yards and 17 touchdown catches. So they were just this incredible, dynamic duo at tight end under the same offensive coordinator the Patriots once again have now with Bill O'Brien. I'm not sure that Mike Gesicki and Hunter Henry are going to duplicate that, but I can sure hope for that. And hearing about, Patriots training camp with some of my friends there, doesn't sound like that's a huge approach of theirs. Again, wishful thinking for Zach, though. I can imagine and pray that they have this amazing tight end dynamic duo. And I think that, the Patriots' biggest weakness is at receiver. They've got Juju Smith-Schuster. They've got Kendrick Bourne and Devontae Parker, some solid receivers doing some good stuff. But I think having two good tight ends could really pick up the slack there. For any lack of great receivers out wide, I think tight ends could prove to be a huge thing for Mac Jones. Now, I am worried long-term about the offensive line, particularly about the tackles, because Trent Brown and Riley Reiff are guys that do not have contracts after this year. Who's going to be their left tackle and right tackle next year? I have no idea. Riley Reiff is 35 years old. What's the plan there, right tackle? I have no idea. And Trent Brown is 30, but he's been limited in camp. That could be because he's actually hurt or because he's a veteran, has the right to take it a little bit easy. We're not really sure there. But I have some questions on the Patriots' offensive side of the football. I would love to see Mac Jones, their young quarterback, in his first year with Bill O'Brien, throw for 35 touchdowns and look like Peyton Manning. That would be amazing. But Peyton Manning had Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne. They don't really have that in New England. Juju's good. He's a good slot receiver. And they've got two tight ends, but how far can that take you? I'm not sure. We're certainly going to find out. They've got a good running game. I feel good about that. And I absolutely love the Patriots defense, man. They're full of really smart football players. It's, Boston is known as this area with all these colleges and smart people, but it's funny how their football team in Boston really mirrors that image because they run a really complex, really creative scheme that demands your players to be really smart, know exactly where they're going to be all the time. They got to be disciplined. They're well coached. It's a fun defense to watch, and they were one of the best last year in the NFL. And on top of that, they were a really good defense last year, and they only lost one starter. Devin McCourty retired. Other than that, man, this is the same group of people. It's going to be awesome. And so I expect this Patriots team to be really tough to beat. I have them going 10-7 this year. Yeah, that is in the AFC East. That would be, I'm predicting all 4 AFC East teams are going to win more than 10 games. That might be insane. We'll see who the loser is, but that's how much respect I have for adding Bill O'Brien, respect for Bill Belichick. I think the AFC East is loaded. They're either the East in the AFC or the AFC North is the best division in all of football. And it might be weird to say this, but they might be the worst team in their division, the Patriots, and they might be a great football team and the worst team in the AFC East. I mean, if the Patriots were in the NFC North competing with Green Bay or Minnesota, or they were in the AFC South or NFC South against Tampa or Houston and Jacksonville, the Patriots would be easily favorites to win their division, in my opinion. They're a good football team. And that might not matter. They might still come out at the bottom of their division simply because of how great the teams around them are. But, man, I don't expect the Patriots to make a playoff game or win their division. If either happened to me, it would be a really big surprise, although I'm not rooting against that. It'd be cool to see. And I love Bill Belichick, man. I respect him a ton. There's a reason he's won 6 Super Bowls. He's an amazing coach who gets the best out of his players, and he's a genius when it comes to coaching defenses. But that being said, it's still kind of a building year for the Patriots. They're going to be better than last year. And I think this team reminds me a lot of the early Patriots dynasty where they had this great defense and they won with amazing coaching, doing all the little stuff really well, team cohesion. They weren't super flashy. The old Patriots teams won in the margins by doing the little stuff really well. This is one of those classic Patriots teams. It's going to be exactly that. A great defense. They're going to run the ball well. They've got, instead of great receivers out wide, they've got 2 stud tight ends, which is kind of interesting. I almost already regret the Patriots, overlooking the Patriots and my prediction here, but I do have them going 10-7 and last in their division. Although I could see them very much exceeding their expectations, and that comes from my respect for Bill Belichick and Bill O'Brien, a great offensive mind and a great defensive mind in the NFL, the 2 Bills. And if Aaron Rodgers or Tua or Josh Allen gets hurt, the Patriots could take advantage of that and maybe make a push into the playoffs and leapfrog another team in their division and slip into a playoff game. There's a lot of potential here. A great defense, Mac Jones at quarterback who's due for a huge step forward and finally a real offense, and great running game, 2 stud tight ends. That is why I have the Patriots going 10-7. And I think this team could win the way old Patriots teams have. It's going to be kind of boring, and that's okay. But Mac Jones, their quarterback, has a lot to prove. He's got some good players around him, a good offensive line, good running game, good offensive coordinator, a real offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien. And we'll see what happens. He's got a lot to prove. I want to see what Mac Jones can do this fall. If he has 35 touchdowns and looks like Peyton Manning, they might be better than 10-7. They might beat, the Dolphins. They might beat the Jets. They might come out on top in the AFC, but that's a lot to ask from a quarterback in a new offensive system who's still young and new to the NFL. So we'll see what happens, but it is worth noting Demario Davis, the rookie receiver from Liberty, 6th-round pick. My buddy at Patriots camp said he's been amazing. He's been taking reps with the ones, making a lot of big catches, doing a lot of high-level stuff. So Demario Davis is a guy to pay attention to, but regardless, I had the Patriots going 10-7 last in their division. I hope I'm wrong, man. I've watched a lot of Patriots games over the years. I love Bill Belichick. I love what they've done. And we'll see what happens, man. But again, my prediction right now is 10-7 for the Patriots this fall.